Welcome back to another banging episode of Billy's Builds. So today we've got the R34 Skyline 4-door. It's my good mate's car, Gian. He had this car in the build for about 2 years. It sat around before that for another 8 years. I told him that we're gonna restore it for him. Just buy the parts, bro. I'm not gonna charge ya. Let me get some content on the car, show you guys the ropes of working with these old neglected JDM cars. As you've seen in the last video, we're one step closer to getting this car started and running on its own power without misfiring. Today, we're gonna be going over the fluids. We're gonna be doing the fuel filter inside the fuel tank as well. We've got a hose there and I wanna make sure that is a submersible fuel hose so it doesn't crack and get brittle, leak fuel and lean out the engine. So I wanna do that as a precautionary step because the fuel pump has been touched and it was touched wrong before. We're going to also be doing the coolant, the engine oil, fuel filter and a few other little nicky knackies. So I want to bring you guys along, show you guys the process of working with these old neglected JDM cars. We're going to get it one step closer to getting started today, one step closer to being a registered, reliable, running street car. So come along for the journey, guys. I want to thank you again for all the nice things you've been commenting down below. Honestly, it means the world. I read them all. You guys are legends. Let's get cracking on this puppy. Let's go, boys. Let's go. All right, now that we've got the car jacked up, let's drain the engine oil and let's see what's in there. I don't think it's been serviced in a very, very long time, so very curious to see what's in here. All right, let's go, come with me. And that is what 10 years worth of oil looks like. Look at that, that's putrid. All right, now that we've got the oil draining, let's get this oil filter off. Should just be tucking down there. So we've got to get our hand all the way through here and just give that a turn. Well, actually came loose. Beautiful. All right, now we've got to make sure we get this oil filter off without dropping it. Oh, gotcha. All right, and that's the oil filter out. I'll give it a nice clean where it dropped the oil, because generally as soon as you take off the oil filter, it's going to spill all over the cross member at the front. And we just washed the engine bay too, so it's a bit of a burn job that we got it dirty. All right, let's get some clean oil to run through the engine. Just want to get out whatever black that we can. I'll show you guys from down below. And we want to repeat this process until the oil comes out nice and clean. We'll just keep running through little bits and see how clean we can get it. Let's go. All right, now we want to get our oil filter on. What we're going to do first is just clean around the thread where the oil filter screws onto. We'll get our fresh oil filter. Put some oil around the ring. We won't put it on too tight. We'll just put a little bit of tension on the oil filter, not too much. Let's see how this oil's going. It's looking a lot cleaner. We'll run through a little bit more. Let's put this sun plug back on and we'll top her up with oil. Looks nice and clean now. We'll put some fresh fluid in and we'll close up the oil cap. We got some 1550 racing oil, cracker stuff. RBs love it. This Skyline's really freaking out, like it hasn't had clean oil in almost a decade, so she's getting a bit of love today. All right, now that we've got our fresh oil in, Let's go to the fuel tank. I want to pop the fuel cap and try to get whatever old, stale, crusty fuel that's in the tank. I want to get that out before we end up pulling out the pump, doing that hose and putting fresh fuel in there. I want to make sure it's got fresh fuel in there before we start it up so we don't foul the plugs. Let's go. It smells foul as. Okay, we might do that from actually inside the tank, from the boot. That ain't gonna work. There's the fuel pump in here. What we're gonna do is just pull this off. We're gonna mask up this one and mask up this one so we know that these two match, and then this one will be at the bottom. I'll get this out and then we'll pull out the fuel pump and I'll show you. Okay, so here's our fuel pump hanger. Just a nice little factory one. This is the wiring that we went over. It was late at night. We needed to get the car started, so we put the new fuel pump in. That was this one here. Put that in. But this hose, we didn't actually have an exact submersible one. So I'd like to just swap it over now, just in case, to prevent any future problems. And while this is out, even just looking at the sock, like this was fresh. Oh shit. Oh, look at that. That's how shit the fuel is inside the tank. Look at that. That is putrid. And this was fresh white before. That's rubbish. So this is the doorstep bench. Gonna have to unclip this. Pull the fuel pump out. Now we can get this hose out. Piss this one off too. And there's our hose out. Now, just because this one worked and it was fuel hose, doesn't mean it's submersible fuel hose. This is in-tank fuel hose. This is gonna last and this isn't. I've seen a turbo engine go because this was old and cracked. What happens is when the fuel pump sucks in fuel, it will come up through here. It'll go through this line here. It'll go up through here and then into the hat. And then from the hat, it'll be pumped into the engine. That's what you think. But if this hose is cracked, it will pump fuel up this line, but before it gets to this line, it'll start coming out of the hose and go back into the tank. So when your ECU and your injectors think, hey, I'm getting a certain amount of fuel and I'm actually not, and the car's pushing more air through, you lean out the engine and then you bend a rod. Or you can seize the engine, A, B, C, D. There's a lot of possible outcomes, but yeah, it's not good. Beautiful. So before and after, hope this fits. Yes, it does. Beautiful. There's our fresh submersible fuel hose. Now we're going to chop it to length. We'll tuck it back into the hanger now. Beautiful. And there's our swap complete from normal fuel hose to in-tank fuel hose. Now, this would be lined differently behind the rubber compared to this one. This one would have a protective layer on the outside, whereas normal fuel hose only has a protective layer on the inside. So this one will stop it from being corroded by all the fuel vapors and whatnot. So yeah, sweet. Let's drain the tank out and we'll put this bad boy back in. Let's go. What we're going to do, as you can see inside the tank, it's almost getting there. I'll put some fresh fuel in and then we'll keep draining it again to try and get as much of that yellow fuel out as possible. Alright, let's go round two. Alright, so now we're just going to chuck in some fresh fuel just to mix up the good and bad, and we'll keep pumping it out just to dilute it that little bit and try get a more clear colour fuel come out. Pretty much you want to raise the octane as high as possible, so when we do start it, it does have a better chance of starting up without a misfire. Alright, let's check that out. Sweet. All right, it's coming out a bit more clear now. And back to putting in a bit more fresh fuel. Got me. It's coming out better now. We'll do a couple more rounds of that and then I'll be pretty happy with that. That's looking heaps better already, I'll show ya. All right, one last pump and then we'll make a phone call for some fuel. All right, let's give Gian a call.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The
No worries,
person you're
bro.
trying to reach is not available.
I see
At the
how it
time,
is.
Please record your message. When you have finished.
It's all good, bro. I see how it is. Sweet. Alrighty. So that's about 20 litres worth of fuel used to flush out the tank. We've sucked it out. I'll drain out the last bottle now to show you the difference of the fuel that came out at first. You've seen it was putrid yellow. I've already drained it out, but I'll show you how clean the fuel is now that we've drained out. Come have a look. And that is already heaps better than what originally had come out of it. Like, it was so thick and yellow. But yeah, that's heaps better already. All right, now let's inspect the tank. That looks a whole lot better now. Super happy with that. So now time for some fresh fuel. We'll put this fuel pump back in and let's cross fingers she starts up nicely. Let's go, boys. So we're running out of daylight now. We're gonna get this fuel pump back in, mount it up, and hopefully we'll be one step closer to starting her up. The fuel tank is nice and clean. I'm happy with that. And the fuel coming out of it is nice, and it's a little bit yellow, but it's not as yellow as it was when we first started. So that's a big progression already. Once we put another 20 litres in it, you can imagine it's gonna dilute it a lot better and come a lot more clear and be pretty much a higher octane rating, which is what we need so we don't foul the spark plugs again, because taking those spark plugs out on the 25 Neo with the manifold and all that still running over the top, pain in the ass. All right, let's go. We need the sock to be facing this way when we drop it in, because the tank goes downwards towards here. So we need to make sure that this sock is facing towards the fuel, not away from the fuel. See you, buddy. Don't foul us this time. There's a bracket inside the fuel tank and it just pretty much just slides over it like that, and then the pump will just sit on that hanger. So the hanger slides onto the bracket and clips in behind it, and then the fuel pump should sit where it needs to sit. Alright, now that we've got our cover on, we've tucked down rubber nice and neatly through it. 1, 2, and that'll get mounted down there. All right, what a day. Fuel pumps, the idea of them is pretty simple, but I probably would say the toughest, most trickiest part is the hat. Trying to line it up with the rubber into the slot and undo and tighten that key without threading it, because it's only plastic on plastic. So yeah, but it's on now. Got the hoses on too. Used a flatty just to prick the little clips and then pull it out. Even if you press one with your finger and put a flatty there on the other one, just pull it out. Pretty simple. I think that's going to wrap it up for today. I had Gian come over, go get me some more fuel, because we used the last little bit of his fuel. So that will pretty much be a wrap, I think, for today. Tomorrow we'll get the car running, put fuel in it, do coolant and all the other last little bits and bobs. And I'm happy we sorted out the fuel pump, because we could have just left it in there, but it's not a good idea to use the wrong grade hose, especially inside a fuel tank. It's not worth the shortcut, guys. That extra hour is going to save you hours and days and weeks and thousands at a mechanic for a new engine. So yeah, peace out, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Laters.